here. I want to thank everybody for coming here this afternoon. Again, my name is Jeff Reed, and I'm editor and publisher of London, Ontario Golf and London, Ontario Sports. I want to thank all family, friends, and some business associates here this afternoon. It means a great deal to us that you are here. It's a very special day for my business and for me personally. This is the first year where we're combining all of the awards that my company hands out. And I'm going to talk a little bit about those before we get into that in some great detail. First of all, I want to thank our major sponsors here this afternoon. Western Fair District, unfortunately they're getting busy with for the beer barbecue show for the weekend, so they couldn't make it today. Greenhills Golf Club, of course, one of our major sponsors. And there we go. I think that's going to happen a lot here this afternoon. And then M&T Printing, I want to thank Mike Froome for making all the great signs that you see around the room here this afternoon. Did a great job. Thank you, Mike. I also want to thank Mike. It was Mike just over a year and a half ago when I had a dream. I'm going to talk about dreams here this afternoon and how important they are to all of us. I had a dream to start LondonOntarioSports.com. I've been a sports reporter for almost 36 years here in London. Started writing for the London Free Press when I was in my last year of high school. I knew that the community needed to be served a little bit better when it came to local sports, so I needed a corporate sponsor. I went to Mike at M&T, and within about a minute, he was on board. So a big round of applause for Mike Froome. So again, we're here for three reasons here today. We have an annual Best of London Golf Awards. It's a Reader's Choice Award, and we have some of the winners here with us this afternoon. We'll recognize those. Also, our 6th annual London, Ontario Golf Art Award. This is really my way as a golf journalist of giving back to the community the best way that I can. Also today, I'm very happy that my wife Beth and I have established the Jeffrey Reed Courage Award. We're giving that away for the very first time to a very deserving young lady. You'll hear her story a little bit later. So let's quickly talk about the Best of London Golf Awards. We had about 1,500 nominations come in this year. And again, it's a Reader's Choice Award. It's a very fun way to kind of gauge who our visitors are to our website. By the way, over the course of the summer months, we're getting 80,000 to 100,000 unique visitors to LondonOntarioGolf.com. So 1,500 nominations, and if you have a chance later on, if you haven't done so yet, take a look at the winners. They're on a board out here. So I'm just going to recognize a few of the winners. And this was actually, one of my choices. And in this category, this is the perennial winner. So the most beautiful and scenic hole is number 10 at London Hunt and Country Club. And actually, Kelly Roberts from London Hunt is here today. I'm sure Kelly can attest to the fact that it's not only a beautiful hole, but very challenging as well. For the first time in the category of favorite golf instructor, we have a female golf instructor that won this year, and we have her with us today, Leah Okoshop. You may recognize Leah from Golf Town, where she works, and also from Fairway Golf Practice Facility, and also at Crumlin Creek as well. And at Bob's Range. Can't forget Bob's Range. He's sitting right here. And I understand that you are the pro tomorrow at the London Chamber of Commerce to beat the pro. Yes. So I better have my A game. So again, if you have an opportunity, just take a quick look at the board here. For example, we had Best Value, the Fox Golf Club. This was interesting. The Fox also won the Best Par 5, their opening hole number 1. Previous 3 years, that went to number 10 at London Hunt. So again, take a look at the board when you can a little bit later. This is something, again, we'll be opening up in September of this year, and you can vote right up through the end of December. I also want to mention best practice facility and driving range, Bob Martin's Golf Practice Center. And Bob has won all 4 years in that category. So again, watch for that at LeonardOntarioGolf.com. You'll see the ballots opening again in September. And anybody that puts a ballot in has an opportunity to win $500 in prizes from TaylorMade, Adidas, and Wilson's Sporting Goods. Well, I want to get to the Leonard Ontario Golf Art Award. As I mentioned, as a golf journalist, I'm a member of the Golf Journalists Association of Canada. The best way for me as a golf journalist to give back to golf, because golf has done so much for me, is to create an award that recognizes in many different categories people that have helped to grow the game. I'll talk a little bit about our previous winners. The first winner was in 2011, and that was Mike Olazarevich. He was my junior pro when I was at Fanshawe Golf Club. Mike was instrumental in establishing the Parkside 9, which, from what I understand, is still the only golf course in North America where people in a wheelchair, disabled athletes, stroke victims, the elderly can go right onto this golf course and play a round of golf. Very sentimental to me as well. I still think about him every day. He was my golf partner, my father, who passed away 3 years ago. The last round of golf that he played was at the Parkside 9. So that meant a lot to me with what Michael Lazarevich did. Just before I talk about the rest of our previous winners, I'm going to bring up Denise Love from Heart and Stroke Foundation. Heart and Stroke Foundation is a charity of choice for our websites, and Denise is going to talk a little bit about this being Stroke Awareness Month.
I'll try not to break it. Thank you so much for everybody being here. Congratulations to all the winners of the various awards. The Golf Heart Award I've got to watch over the last several years really grow and blossom and really celebrate a few things. First of all, for us, it celebrates awareness of Stroke Awareness Month. What many of you probably don't realize is Jeff and his team, they work really hard at raising awareness for us. So in the month of February, they actually do select the winner, and February is Heart Month for the Heart and Stroke Foundation. And you're all here today in June because June is Stroke Awareness Month, and that is exactly when they decided to give out the award. So this is very well planned on Jeff's part and his team. And all of that goes to help us spread the word every day. Now, all of you that participate in golf and sport and really celebrate sport, you're truly role models in the community and truly helping us really spread the word on the importance of staying heart healthy. And today with us as well, we are spreading the word of stroke awareness. And this year our stroke campaign features our guide, which is FAST. And that's to learn the signs of stroke. So today at the back of the room, I've actually left one of these FAST bookmarks for everyone. So be sure to help yourself on your way out. And you can definitely, if you already know the signs, it's great, but definitely grab one of these, spread it around. And I just wanted to share a special story. We actually handed out one of these to someone at a function similar to this. And the person put it up on their fridge, never really thinking about it again. And she and her husband were sitting down at dinner, and her husband was suddenly having some complications. So she went to him and said, looked at the bookmark on the fridge and said, lift your arms up, please. Because she noticed that he was having a hard time speaking. When he couldn't lift his arms, she realized that he was having a stroke. As because of this little bookmark, that was able to call 911 and save his life. So you just never know when something like that might come in handy, just something as simple as that. So thank you again for supporting Jeff, supporting his team, and supporting the Golf Heart Award. And congratulations again to this year's winner.
Thanks very much, Denise. Get this working again? Maybe not. There we go. Okay, hopefully this starts working. Can you all hear me? The front table's only, right? There we go. our best. Okay, there we go. It wouldn't be a name without some kind of complication, right? So I'm going to jump ahead now and talk about the rest of our winners. So in 2012, Fred Kern, who was a longtime pro at Thames Valley Golf Course. Fred was instrumental in running the junior, the Junior Tyson Tour. Can you all hear me without the microphone?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's a good thing. We'll try to get it going here. Well, Fred ran the Junior Tyson Tour for many, many years. So we gave Fred the Hart Award in 2012. 2013, and we have our 2013 award winner with us here today, Patty Howard. Patty, you just want to stand up? And I have to congratulate Patty. She was recently inducted in the Ontario Golf Hall of Fame, so a huge honor. I could speak up here all day about her accolades over the years, and Patty was actually the first female head golf professional at a mixed golf club in Canada, and she was at West Haven Golf and Country Club. In 2014, that was the 10th year of LondonOntarioGolf.com, and we gave the award to none other than Mike Weir. Mike really needs no introduction. First won the Masters tournament in 2003. And really, we gave the award to Mike because he was a builder. He really, unparalleled way, created interest in golf in southwestern Ontario. Inspired a lot of other youngsters to take up the game. Recently, Mike was back in London and helped raise over $500,000 for the Children's Hospitals and Sunnydale Golf and Country Club. Last year, and it's quite fitting that we have our award winner this year. Last year we gave the award to East Park, formerly known as East Park Golf Gardens when I was a youngster. Not only because, thousands of youngsters first played a round of golf, maybe meet their father for the first time by golfing at East Park, but also East Park has raised tens of thousands of dollars for local charities over the years. Today we have Alon Chatil from East Park. Alon. You know we're going to give this one more try, right? Okay, well, it's time to introduce this year's winner. And every year, there we go, every year when we talk about, who should be winning the Hart Award, this gentleman's name comes up. I'm just going to read you a little bit of a story I wrote about Mr. Bob Martin. It was in the winter of 1963 when Bob first moved his golf retail outlet from East Park Golf Gardens to a tiny basement store at 609 William Street. Didn't make any headlines back then. But soon, Bob would be a household name right across North America. Chuck Brown's Golf Shop in Ottawa was the first off-course golf retailer in Canada, and Bob's was second. In 1978, he left East Park as a managing golf professional, opened his golf course shop year-round, operated Bob Martin's Golf and later Bob Martin's Golf and Fashions until he sold his business in 2002, and then 3 years later, Bob's Range opened on Wonderland Road South. Who remembers the radio jingle that Bob had for many years? Does anyone want to sing that here today?
Bob Martin makes golf
Let's try that. You should get an award just for that. Thank you very much. It's funny, I still hear that jingle in my head all the time. I mean, my father bought my first set of golf clubs in Bob's basement. And they were, of course, Wilson staff. And here I years later, with Wilson Staff as my title sponsor. 55-year career, assistant golf pro at Sunningdale from 57 to 60. One thing that's always fascinated me about Bob is he can always reinvent himself. He's never complacent. He's always thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. And that's not only for business, but that's to better the game of golf. I think you would be hard-pressed to find anyone locally that has been a promoter of the game of golf than Bob Martin. Between running his William Street shop under his own name, he was part of the Nevada Bob's franchises, was once part owner of the Oakville Sports Stones, operated the Wally Road Golf Range with the Spivak family from 1999 to 2003. And then from the late 1990s to 2013, teamed up with senior golf long drive competitor Ron Lampman of St. Thomas, part of the Golf Unleashed clinic demonstration and long drive show. Today, it supports golfers of all ages, including junior golfers, very important. Summer camps, continues to give back to the game of golf. Works with Derek Hiley of Canadian Fate at golf clinics and demonstrations. So as you can see, Bob has done so much for the game of golf over the years. It's the name Bob Martin itself means golf, just like the jingle said. When you hear the name Bob Martin, you think of local golf. Think back to his days at East Park, and this was interesting to find this out when I was writing this magazine article. To rent a set of clubs at East Park back in the day was $1.50.
$10 today.
How much?
$10.
$10 today.
Probably cheaper today.
During his first year at William Street, annual sales jumped from about $200,000 to just under $1 million. So I'm glad today Bob is joined by his wife Kathy. He's proudly supported by their daughter Jennifer and her husband Mike Stoner. And Bob's grandson Griffin, I'm sure, always has a golf club in his hands. Is that right, Bob? So today we are very, very proud to add the name Bob Martin to the London, Ontario Golf Mart Award. Come on up, Bob.
Take your time.
Smile, Bob.
Okay. Harvey. It's like something Donald Trump does, isn't it? Wow, what a day. What a beautiful day outside. Thank you all for coming, as Jeff has said, on behalf of my family. We are also blessed by and from our Lord. It is said it is better to give than to receive. My mom, dad, sister all graciously gave and helped people out. I thank them for their great example. My mom always said to me, be kind and gentle with everyone, always giving of yourself. And she was a great example for me. I thank my family for all their support over the years. Kathy, myself, tomorrow are sharing our 31st wedding anniversary. I love it.
Great too.
I want to acknowledge our daughter Jennifer and her husband Mike who are with us today. I wanted their young son Griffin to be with us, but sleep time and lunchtime took precedence. My wife Kathy refers to Griffin as the new man in her life. I want to thank all the companies that I've dealt with over my career for all the equipment they graciously gave me that I could give to the young children taking the game of golf up. One company gave me 500, I heard they were melting down 500 irons. And they're from Belleville, Wilson Company. I said, don't melt them down, send them to me. I don't need any grips on them. I'm going to cut them all down for junior golf. And that was pretty nice, 500 clubs. No charge, I like that part too. I thank the photographer that I met once from New York State that allowed me to purchase all his pictures in gallery that he had taken in tournaments at the Masters and other venues, some of which featured Tiger at the peak of his career. Over 2,000 pictures of Tiger. I framed several of these myself when the frames were on sale and raised in excess of $100,000 for various charities. I also want to thank my fellow workers, including one of my longtime workers, Harvey, sitting over here. Shortly after his wife, Bonnie, came. She called one day, is Harvey there? No, he's out in the tractor. Just called to tell him I love him. But they've truly helped me throughout my career in the high and the low points. There's other people I've worked with that have worked with me. Jimmy McKellar back there. Thank you, Jim, so much for coming. I was told to make this short, like at the academy, the bell's going. Not only have they helped me personally, but they've helped my family as well. In closing, I want to thank Beth and Jeffrey for putting on this function. And congratulations to all the winners on this folder here that M&T put together. And congratulations to Chelsea Zavitz, did I pronounce that right? For her award, coming from tough times with concussions and that, working through it all, and coming back so she can do all the sports that she loves to do. I want to say to everyone, may God bless you. Again, thank you for coming and celebrating this award with myself and family. Thank you.
Just before I have to do a boss today. Just before I introduce the Courage Award, when I introduce Dr. Howard Cameron, longtime friend of Bob Martin's, longtime member of the local golf community. So just a round of applause for Howard, and I know it means so very much to you being able to watch this. That brings us to the Courage Award. I think for all of us, there are some very special times in our lives where we can leave a legacy. Bob touched upon it. It's giving back to others is what life is all about. This is something I wanted to do for a very long time. If you're familiar with Rudy Rudiker from the movie Rudy, Rudy and I sat down and he encouraged me to do what I'm doing today. And I'll talk a little bit about that as well. A couple of messages I want you to take home with you today. One is mentor others and work with mentors. I've had mentors all my life. Also, the power of the dream. When you dream, no matter what obstacles you have in life, you will do well through adversity. So my story is not unlike any others when it comes to athletics. I ran track and cross country for Malcolm Secondary School. Played baseball for 33 years. I ended up pitching for the London Majors at the Intercounty Baseball League. Today I'm a golf teaching professional. Full sponsorship from Wilson Sporting Goods, Adidas, TaylorMade, Leopold, Antigua, and Sunnice. I can get all those in there. And I guess that's where my story ends as far as being a typical story. When I was born in 1962, doctors said that by the age of 50 I would probably be living in a wheelchair. Sports were out of the question. They told my parents, don't let him run, keep him away from sports. Unfortunately, he's not going to lead a normal life. I was born with severe club feet. They operated on me shortly after I was born. What they didn't do back then was check out all of the other disabilities that I have. I'm living with spina bifida, scoliosis, basically numerous skeletal issues from head to foot. There are days where I can come out like I did last week here at my home club at Greenhills and broke par for the very first time. Other days I can't get out of bed because of my pain. Living with pain every single day, but I thank God for golf. If it wasn't for golf, I wouldn't be active, and I may be in a wheelchair. But I'm going to fight that. I'm never going to let that happen to me. So despite all those disabilities, yeah, I played baseball for 33 years, but I thought every kid was in pain. I didn't know any different. It didn't slow me down. But I had many mentors. I didn't learn how to skate till I was 16 years old. My friend Peter from high school brought me out to Fanshawe Lake when it used to freeze over. And just the two of us would skate for hours until I learned how to skate. And by the end of that year, I was skating with the best high school hockey players in the city. Peter was my mentor. Rudy Rudiker, he was my mentor. He encouraged me to create this award. My brother Greg, a personal fitness trainer, had me in the gym every single day for 8 months. So yes, I played for the London Majors. That was my dream. To me, the London Majors were like the New York Yankees. I knew I had the ability. I just didn't have the encouragement to do so. So in the year 2000, I signed on with the London Majors at age 38 with my disabilities and was coaching third base. But that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to pitch. Again, in the gym every day for 8 months. I came back to spring training in 2001 in better shape than most of the college kids. At Labatt Park every day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon from an 8 o'clock game. Last one to leave. I wanted to soak it all in. Never told my teammates about my disabilities. I didn't want to be treated any differently. Well, there were a lot of politics that year. You may remember the name Arden Eady. He was the longtime owner of the London Majors, and he just didn't want to pitch me. I was in the bullpen, warming up for probably a dozen games, but I never complained once. Never said a word. I found out later that many of my teammates went to Arden and said, "Why aren't you pitching, Jeff? You can help us." But I didn't say a word. We're at the very last game of the season. I didn't think my dream was going to come true. And we were at Bernie Arbor Stadium in Hamilton. The last pitcher that we had was on the mound. He got hit by a pitch. Well, I was the last guy left. So in I came. And I can still remember it. I get emotional talking about it every time I talk about it. All those hours in the gym. I was in so much pain, my teammates would have to take my shoes off after the game in the locker of the Labatt Park. But I never complained. The last batter that I faced, and I threw a scoreless 8th inning, was to Sean Riley, who was about to break the home run record in the Intercounty. He's still playing. So back on May the 8th, my wife Beth and I, we went back to Bernie Arbor, and I threw out the ceremonial first pitch. And Sean Riley, was now with the Kitchener Panthers, was catching my first pitch, and we got a nice photo together. So again, that wasn't enough. Denise Love talked about stroke awareness. In 2003, I was over 200 pounds. I was writing my second book, putting all my energy into my business, and I suffered a stroke. Without a word of a lie, my golf clubs didn't have a nice bag like this back then. We're sitting in the corner of my office, and I said, I need another sport. Golf's going to be my sport. So instead of playing 20 rounds, I joined Echo Valley Golf Club and walked up and down those hills and did 100 rounds a year and got myself back into shape. Went to the range until my hands bled. And to the point where Wilson Sporting Goods has been my sponsor now for 12 years. And very, very much I owe a lot to them. Now I have Adidas on board to help with my club feet. They make some very good golf shoes for me. So I needed another goal. So back in 2010, I hit golf balls for 8 straight hours and raised money for the London Anti-Bullying Coalition. I didn't golf for a week after that, by the way. And I'm never going to do that again. So back to the story about Rudy, just before I introduce today's winner. Sat down to interview Rudy Rudiger, and he's crying. And I have my story on my website, and obviously he did his homework before we talked. And I'm like, did I catch him on a bad day? And Rudy said to me, I read your story. You need to get this story out to other people. And a light bulb went off in my head. There's mentors at many different levels. Rudy was my mentor at that point. He encouraged me to create the Jeffrey Reed Courage Award. I think it's my responsibility every year to tell my story so I can let other people now tell theirs. So we created the Jeffrey Reed Courage Award. We had almost 50 nominations from all over Southern Ontario. The nominees have to write their own 1,000-word essay on why they should win. And I'm going to talk today about Chelsea Zavitz. And again, I wrote a little story about Chelsea, and I'm sure she's going to talk a lot about herself. I'm just going to tell you this. The moment that I met Chelsea and told her that she had won the award, the first thing out of her mouth was, well, I guess I have a lot more responsibility now, don't I? To tell her story and inspire other people. That says a lot about this young lady. All-around athlete, incredible story, standout in basketball, hockey, and soccer with East Elgin Secondary School Eagles. Also very involved in the community. Chelsea suffered a serious concussion on the soccer pitch back in her grade 11 school year in June 2014. She had many physical struggles, emotional struggles, but she persevered. Now she's playing semi-professional soccer with the FC London women's soccer squad. And she has a few of her teammates with her here today. Even during the toughest times of her recovery, she never lost hope. And again, it's all about hope, having a dream. During her year-long therapy and recuperation, she turned to coaching. So she started giving back to other people. If I can't play, then I'm going to coach. She still does that today. Many medical appointments. She had to give up sports, missed writing grade 11 final exams, but she fought back. And again, many mentors, friends, family, medical staff. Now she's going to attend the University of Windsor to study human kinetics and hope to help other people. She's an honor roll student. She's won many awards, including an OFSA and WASA. Just an amazing young lady. You'll get to hear her talk in just a second. And again, we had almost 50 people apply for this award, and I kept coming back for some reason to Chelsea's essay. I could tell that it really came from the heart, and it really brought me back to my days when I was struggling to pitch with the London Majors. And I'm very, very proud that the first annual winner of the Jeffrey Reed Courage Award, with the plaque and $1,000 today, goes to Chelsea Zavitz.
so unlike Jeff, I'm not really a public speaker, so it's going to be short and sweet, so we all get out here. So as he said, I suffered a concussion while playing soccer. There's 94,000 Canadians a year that are diagnosed with concussion, so not anything special. So as an athlete, you train for 365 days a year to commit to 90 minutes in a soccer game. But it only takes seconds to change this. So on 14th of June in 2014, I fell and hit the back of my head on the ground and was diagnosed with a severe concussion. I had to wear sunglasses all like 24/7, inside, outside. I had tape on the inside, Sarah will know. The tape was to block more of like incoming information, so my brain didn't have to process as much. I had prescription glasses to help in school. It was a long recovery, but I mean it was worth it. Now I'm playing semi-pro soccer, so it's pretty exciting. I think the biggest thing though is sometimes the roughest road is like brings you to the top. So the moment that you stop accepting challenges is the moment that you you stop moving forward. So it's your reaction to adversity that shows you where you're going, not the adversity itself. So it's how you react to what's given to you, which is where you know where you're going. So thanks.
Okay, well thank you very much, Chelsea. Very inspirational story. That ends the formal part of today's festivities. I want to thank everyone for coming out here today. As I mentioned, this is the first annual award ceremony where we're combining all of our different awards. It's going to grow every year. I want to thank all of you for celebrating this day with us today. If I don't have your email and you would like some photos from today's festivities, just reach me through either one of my websites, and I'll make sure that you get some photos. And we're going to take some formal photos right now, so don't go away. Thank you very much.